There are two species that are really hard to get, and here I try to get them from Arabuko. Very early morning, extremely beautiful the day before. And then I get to the beach, and it's always surprising how many interesting things there are at the beach. I mean, you could admire the different crabs, snails, and everything else. And there's such a huge variety, and what's surprising is how the local beach boys and fishermen really understand and appreciate the differences in the species. So at low tide, in the small pools of water, quite some interesting activity. And then obviously the birds. Starfish. Watching the beautiful gulls flying overhead, and some, if you manage to get on the ground in the different sandbanks. It's always so beautiful. If it's the right time of the year, see loads of migrants coming through. And then obviously get onto Arabuko Forest. Now Arabuko Forest is a vast forest, I believe 400 kilometers squared and more. And it has elephant shrews, elephants, an amazing array of butterfly biodiversity, and of course very interesting birds. There's an amazing array of plant life too, and looking for these two species today, the African pitta and the spotted ground thrush. I've tried a few times in the past and failed, and this time coming back again to the forest. So just getting a photo of an arena trogon. Not too clear, getting the opportunity to adjust my camera. Red-tail and thrush. I mean, looking for the pitta and the spotted ground thrush is a very different ballgame to watching other birds, because these are ground-dwelling birds and you have to be very, very keen listening to every rustle. That's a beautiful owl, an eagle owl, Veros eagle owl. So every little rustle, step by step, as one attempts to get the different animals. So the two species this time round stayed for a little longer than they usually do. Normally you expect them somewhere around May into September, but deep into November we still had recordings of the two, and amazingly they were moving together next to elephant shrews. So it's a quiet step-by-step walk, and as you can see, this dappled forest light, and within that light the wings of the pitta have a remarkable resemblance to that dappled light. But obviously, it's an opportunity to see different species and listen as well. So got in at 6:30 in the morning. It's now 2 hours into the walk. Mombasa, Malindi is warm, so have to be appropriately dressed, having some water. It's a crawl by crawl through the undergrowth. The first instances have been with Jonathan, and then figured that Apollo would really help me trace the Peter because he's the one who saw it first, and he seems to be finding it every time he goes back. A really difficult bird to see, even when you're looking for it, and you have to be super thorough. So usually after 3 hours looking for something, you start having the feeling that it's not your day. Because it's also familiar. Lucky to get good views of blue-mantled crested flycatcher. Sokoke pipit, usually quite elusive. And sometime in the past I've been able to get Clark's Weaver, which is a major surprise, so trying to see if I can bump into that today. And then Apollo, I see Apollo beckoning me. First of all, he whistles, I trace him. And then at around 10, we find the Peter. So there is obviously finding it and then attempting to get a photo. And it's not easy. Quite a bit of workout to get that. So maybe 30 minutes, an hour later, that's the best photo I managed to get. I would score it 3 out of 5. And as things go, it gets quite easy to see the spotted ground thrush, which is also a difficult photo to take, but it's a much more patient bird. I think we were so quiet it even fell asleep. And I think those are the better photos. Okay, and then always a boardwalk in the forest. This is at Sabaki Estuary. We missed the timings for the tide, and it is good having a peep all the same because I've never done this boardwalk. the lesser blackbutt.
Look, wait, on that.